Roshni and Prem from the Department of Logistics, St. Albert's College, Autonomous. So, in the last session, we saw what are warehouses. Warehouse is typically a commercial infrastructure where companies or manufacturers store goods for safekeeping, right? So that's what we saw. We saw the uses of warehouses, the importance of warehouse, and all in the last session. So today we are going to see the different types of warehouses. What are the different types of warehouses that is there and can be used by used for personal use as well as for the commercial purpose. Okay, so you can see there are 5 main types of warehouse, like public warehouse, private warehouse, governmental warehouse, bonded warehouse, and cooperative warehouses. There are also another subcategories like smart or automatic warehouses that came into being in recent time. And then there is distribution centers, consolidated warehouses, and cold storages. Okay, let's see in detail what these warehouses are. So let's see what a public warehouse is. So a public warehouse is the most common type of warehouse that is owned by a government and is lent to private parties for the usage, for the running and usage. So mainly public warehouses are more accessible to the manufacturers and other companies, and it is the more affordable and easiest way of warehousing. So it is owned by government and is lent to private parties for running. That is public warehouse. And second one is private warehouse. So these are the more expensive than public warehouses. These are warehouses that are owned and run by private parties, private companies, manufacturers, retailers, etc. So it is more expensive than public warehouses. And also, as you can see, very big retail outlets have their own private warehouses, and also big manufacturing companies also have their own private warehouses. These private warehouses, they have to be maintained and run by the private parties itself, and they are more expensive than public warehouses. So small scale industries choose public warehouses than having a warehouse on their own. And the other one is government warehouse. Government warehouse are warehouses that is owned and run by governments, run by the government. So other private parties or other companies can get a space in the warehouse to store their goods, and lots of companies can use a single warehouse. Lots of finished goods of different companies can be stored in one government warehouse. And the next one is bonded warehouse. Bonded warehouse are those type of warehouses that can store imported goods before the customs is required to be paid on them. So importers can store their products, their imported goods in a bonded warehouse duty free before they can buy a buyer. So till they buy a buyer, they can keep their imported goods in a bonded warehouse without paying duty. So no products can be taken from a bonded warehouse without paying customs tax. Okay, next one is cooperative warehouses. Cooperative warehouses are those warehouses that are owned by cooperative societies or like farmers or winery cooperatives. So these cooperative societies own these warehouses. They can lend these warehouses to other parties in a lineal fee. Okay, so it is less expensive than other type of warehouses. So the next subcategories, then comes the subcategories like smart or automatic warehouse, distribution centers, consolidated warehouse, and cold storage. So what are smart or automatic warehouses? So nowadays everything is everything is turning to an automatic era. So warehouses are also becoming smart. Okay. So for that we use warehouse management systems where we use automatic robotic arms and robotic machines to move objects and to store objects in a warehouse. Many big warehouses like Amazon is using many automated systems like automated guided AGVs, automated guided vehicles, as well as other automated equipments in a warehouse for easy storage and handling of equipments. Why everything is turning into automatic? Everything is converting from manual to automatic because it is the easiest way. It is a little bit expensive, but it is the easiest way of doing things, right? So easiest and like systematic and is more efficient than the manual way. So big warehouses like Amazon is turning to have already turned to automatic warehouses. They use automatic guided vehicles to store goods and to retrieve goods, and they use other automated store softwares to record the goods coming into the warehouse and to record what all things are taken out of the warehouse, and they have softwares that knows exactly where a product is being stored. Okay, so those are automatic or smart warehouses. Then comes distribution centers. What is basically a distribution center? A distribution center is the mediator between a manufacturer and a retailer or a end client. Okay, in distribution centers, lots of products, lots of goods from many different companies, many different manufacturers are stored in a distribution center. And in distribution center, these products are classified and are given to the different retailers and are taken to different places and different areas where it is being supplied. So many big companies or multinational companies or multinational manufacturing units, they will have a distribution center in each of their different areas. Okay, in each of their different areas, or like if it is an international international manufacturing unit, then it will have regional distribution centers in each countries for the regional distribution of their products. So when it comes to distribution centers, all the products from that company will be stored in a distribution center in that regional area, and it is transported to other retail outlets. Okay, so those are distribution centers. Then comes consolidated warehouses. Okay, consolidated warehouse means small packages or small quantity of goods from different companies are consolidated in a warehouse, in a consolidated warehouse, and it is transported to other retail outlets. There is a difference between distribution center and a consolidated warehouse. In the distribution center, the products are coming from one source and is transported to different origins. And in consolidated warehouse, the products are coming from different sources and is consolidated in a warehouse, and then it is transported to the retail outlets. So the disadvantage of a consolidated warehouse is that it has to be a regional distribution, or it has to be concentrated geographically, because when lots of products coming from different companies are consolidated in that warehouse, and it is distributed in that region only, and it cannot be transported outside the region. And the next one is cold storage. What is basically cold storage? So in the last session, we said that there are lots of goods coming to a warehouse, and that is stored in a warehouse. There are perishable goods. There are those perishable goods has to be kept without any damage for a long time. So how these perishable goods has to be stored or has to be maintained in a warehouse. So these perishable goods needs a special environment, and this environment will be provided by a cold storage. So for fruits, vegetables, or meat products or fish, when these things are imported or exported, we need a special place for storing these perishable goods without being damaged or without it getting spoiled. So for those purpose, we use cold storage warehouses. Okay, these are the main different types of warehouses that is seen, and there are lots of other subcategories that if we go in detail to types of warehousing or warehousing, we can see different subcategories in each of these types of warehouses. So these are the main types that has to be learned if you are studying about warehousing. Okay, so for that's all for today. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.